Parisian Vanity Nook tour. Styling 19th century Trumeau mirrors and silk. One. A warm welcome to my corner. Hello, dear friends, and thank you for joining me in my quiet sanctuary today. Whether you are sipping your morning tea in Sydney, enjoying a coffee in New England, or settling in for the evening in London, I am so glad you are here. Today, I want to invite you into a very personal project of mine, the creation of a Parisian vanity nook. We often see grand chateaux on screen, but the true heart of Paris often beats in the smallest, most tucked-away corners of a lived-in apartment. Two. The beauty of the Petit apartment. There is a common misconception that elegance requires vast amounts of square footage, but I have found the opposite to be true. Living in a cramped Petit space forces us to be more intentional with every single object we bring across our threshold. In a small Parisian-inspired home, every inch is a precious opportunity for storytelling. This nook we are exploring today is quite tight, yet it feels expansive because of the layers of history and texture we have carefully woven together. Three. Defining the Parisian vanity nook. When I think of a vanity, I don't just see a place to apply lipstick or brush one's hair. I see a restorative ritual. In the French tradition, the vanity, or la coiffeuse, is a dedicated space for self-reflection and grace. Even if you only have a tiny corner between a wardrobe and a window, you can create a world of your own. My goal today is to show you how a cramped space can become the most sophisticated room within a room in your home. 4. The reality of urban living. Many of you have reached out to me from bustling cities like Vancouver or Melbourne, mentioning that your homes feel a bit squeezed. I want to validate that feeling. Parisian apartments are notoriously small, often featuring awkward angles and narrow hallways. However, the French have mastered the art of le désordre organise, or organized disorder. We aren't fighting the smallness of the room. We are embracing its intimacy to create a cozy, cocoon-like atmosphere that feels incredibly safe and personal. Five. Why I value authenticity over perfection. In my opinion, the modern trend of minimalism can sometimes feel a bit cold, especially as we get older and accumulate a lifetime of treasures. I believe our homes should look like we have lived a full, rich life. That is why I lean into the Parisian aesthetic. It celebrates the perfectly imperfect. A scratch on a wooden table or a slightly tarnished mirror isn't a flaw. It's a badge of honor that proves the piece has been loved for generations. Six. Introducing the 19th century Trumeau. The centerpiece of our tour today is this magnificent 19th century Trumeau mirror, a piece that truly anchors the entire Nook. For those who may be unfamiliar, a Trumeau originally referred to the wooden paneling found between two windows. These mirrors were designed to be part of the architecture, often featuring a painted scene or an ornate carving above the glass. Finding one that fits a small modern space is a challenge, but it is well worth the effort. Seven. The story of the find. I remember the day I found this particular mirror in a dusty corner of a small antique shop. It was neglected, tucked behind some mid-century modern chairs, but I saw the potential in its neoclassical lines immediately. There is a certain thrill in the hunt for antiques that speak to you. I often tell my viewers that you shouldn't buy what is trendy. You should buy what makes your heart skip a beat when you see it under a layer of dust. Eight. Anatomy of a Trumeau mirror. Educationally speaking, a 19th century Trumeau is a masterclass in craftsmanship. Notice the hand-carved details on the frame, likely made of oak or pine and then layered with gesso and gold leaf. The top section, known as the tableau, often depicts pastoral scenes or floral garlands. In this piece, the paint has faded to a beautiful chalky blue-gray, which provides a cooling contrast to the warmth of the gold gilding surrounding the mirror. (9) The wisdom of the Patina. If you look closely at the glass, you'll see what collectors call foxing, those little dark spots and misty patches that occur as the silvering on the back of the mirror ages. To some, this might look like damage, but to me, it is pure poetry. It softens the reflection, making the morning light feel more diffused and romantic. In an era of high-definition screens, there is something deeply comforting about a mirror that doesn't demand perfection from the face looking into it. (10) Solving the space dilemma. Because this nook is so cramped, I had to be very strategic about how I mounted the Trumeau. Instead of hanging it flat against the wall, I've leaned it slightly. This trick is used by many French designers to make a room feel taller. The mirror reflects the ceiling moldings, drawing the eye upward and away from the narrowness of the floor space. It's a simple visual trick that provides a sense of grandeur in a very restricted area. (11) The mirror as a second window. In a small apartment, light is your best friend and your most elusive guest. By placing the Trumeau mirror opposite a natural light source, we are essentially doubling the window. Even on a gray, overcast day in London or Seattle, the mirror catches whatever light is available and bounces it back into the room. This is why mirrors were so vital in the 19th century before electricity. They were functional tools for survival as much as they were decorative. Gilded gold in a modern world. There is a common fear that gold frames can look stuffy or old-fashioned, but I disagree. In my opinion, gold is a neutral. It adds a touch of sunshine to a room that might otherwise feel dark. The key is to choose water-gilded gold leaf rather than bright, shiny modern paint. The older gilding has a depth and a glow that feels soft and sophisticated, rather than harsh and flashy, making it perfect for a mature home. Transitioning to the alchemy of silk. Now let's talk about the element that softens the hard lines of the wood and glass: silk. If the mirror is the soul of this nook, silk is its heartbeat. There is no fabric on earth that captures light quite like real silk. For this vanity, I have chosen a heavyweight silk damask. It provides a tactile contrast to the cold surface of the mirror and the hardwood of the dressing table, creating a sensory experience every time I sit down. Why silk is essential for the 50-plus audience. As we move into a different stage of life, I believe we deserve to surround ourselves with materials that feel good against the skin. Silk isn't just a luxury, it's a classic investment. Unlike synthetic fabrics, silk has a natural luminosity that flatters the complexion. When you sit at a vanity draped in silk, the light reflects off the fabric and onto your face, providing a soft focus effect that is much kinder than any modern LED light. 15. Choosing the right silk weight. When styling a vanity, the weight of the fabric is crucial. For a Parisian look, I avoid thin, flimsy silks that wrinkle too easily. Instead, I look for soie de lion style or heavy crepe de chine. You want a fabric that has drape, meaning it falls in thick, luxurious folds, rather than clinging to the edges of the furniture. This weightiness gives the Nook a sense of permanence and groundedness, even in a small apartment. 16. The color palette of the Nook. For this specific styling, I've opted for a palette of champagne, dusty rose, and oyster. These are colors you see often in the paintings of Watteau or Fragonard. In a cramped space, keeping your colors within the same tonal family prevents the room from feeling cluttered or chaotic. By using subtle muted tones, we allow the intricate carvings of the Trumeau mirror to take center stage without competing for attention. "17. The art of the drape. I've styled the silk as a vanity skirt and a runner. The key to a French look is making it look like you didn't try too hard. I like to let the silk puddle slightly on the floor. In a larger home, this might look messy, but in a small nook, it adds a layer of softness that hides the legs of the table and any unsightly cords. It's about creating a soft silhouette that invites you to sit down and linger. "18. Curating the surface. Now we come to the most enjoyable part, styling the surface of the vanity itself. Because space is limited, every item must be both beautiful and functional. I start with a silver-plated tray to corral my daily essentials. Without a tray, a small space can quickly look like a mess of clutter. A tray creates a frame within a frame, signaling to the eye that these items are a deliberate collection, not just a pile of things. (19) The importance of sentimental objects. On my vanity, you will always find a few non-essential items that carry deep meaning. Perhaps it's a vintage porcelain dish from a trip to Quebec, or a small silver brush that belonged to a grandmother. These are the human elements that AI-generated images often miss. A home isn't a museum. It's a repository of memories. Sharing these small stories with your own family or friends is what makes a house feel like a home. (20) Perfume as a decorative element. In the French tradition, perfume bottles are part of the decor. I love to display vintage crystal atomizers alongside modern scents. The way the light passes through the glass bottles and reflects off the Trumeau mirror creates a beautiful jeweled effect on the wall. It's a simple way to add sparkle to a cramped corner. In my opinion, a vanity isn't complete until there is a scent that makes you feel elegant the moment you enter the room. (21) Flowers that tell a story. I always recommend adding a floral element, but for a Parisian look, we avoid the tight, perfect bouquets found in supermarkets. Instead, I prefer a few forage stems, perhaps some drooping garden roses or a bit of dried hydrangea. There is a melancholy beauty in a flower that is just past its prime. It reminds us that beauty exists in every stage of life, a sentiment I think many of us in our 50s and 60s truly appreciate. (22) Organizing the practicalities. Of course, a vanity must be functional. I use small-lidded pots, often antique Limoges porcelain, to hide away the less attractive items like cotton rounds or hair ties. In a small apartment, visual noise is the enemy. By tucking the practical items into beautiful containers, we maintain the illusion of a serene, aristocratic space while still having everything we need within arm's reach for our daily routine. (23) The science of the golden glow. Lighting is perhaps the most important lesson I can share today. In a small Parisian nook, we never, ever use the overhead big light. It flattens the textures and makes the room feel clinical. Instead, we want layers of warm, golden light. This is where the Trumeau mirror works its magic again, catching the light from various sources and scattering it softly around the room to create depth and mystery. (24) My opinion on modern bulbs. I have a very strong opinion when it comes to light bulbs. Avoid daylight or cool white bulbs at all costs in a vanity area. They are far too harsh. I always look for warm dim bulbs that mimic the color temperature of a sunset. In my home, I use 2700 K bulbs, which provide a gentle amber glow that makes the silk shimmer and the gold leaf on the mirror look like it's glowing from within. 25. The ritual of the candle. As the sun begins to set, whether you are in the Canadian wilderness or a suburb in Melbourne, there is nothing more transformative than a single candle. Placing a candle in front of an antique mirror doubles its flame. The flickering reflection in the old, slightly distorted glass of the Trumeau creates an atmosphere that is purely magical. It turns a simple Tuesday evening into a special occasion, right in the middle of your cramped apartment. (26) The history of the Bouillotte lamp. Beside my vanity sits a small Bouillotte lamp. Originally used on gaming tables in the late 18th century, these lamps usually have a metal shade, a toll, that can be adjusted. Because the shade is opaque, the light is directed downward onto the silk and the table surface, leaving the rest of the nook in a soft, romantic shadow. It is the perfect piece of functional history for a mature, stylish interior. (27) Embracing the evening transition. As the light fades and the evening settles in, this nook becomes my favorite place to be. The transition from day to night is a time for reflection. In the soft glow of the lamp, the cramped walls seem to disappear, and I am left with just the warmth of the silk and the history of the mirror. It is a reminder that we don't need a palace to feel like royalty. We just need a little bit of imagination. (28) A reflection on aging and beauty. I want to take a moment to speak heart-to-heart with you all. Like the 19th century Trumeau, we all have our own patina as we age. We have our own scratches and our own stories. I find so much joy in decorating with antiques because they remind me that things, and people, become more interesting and valuable with time. A brand new mirror has no stories to tell, it's the old ones that hold our gaze. "29. Your home as a gift to yourself." Please remember that your home is a gift you give to yourself every single day. Even if you live in a small, cramped space, you deserve to have a corner that feels like a dream. Whether it's styling a single shelf or a full vanity nook, I encourage you to use the good silk and display the precious antiques. Life is too short to save the beautiful things for a special occasion that may never come. "30. Final thoughts and au revoir." Thank you so much for walking through this little Parisian tour with me today. I hope these tips on styling 19th century mirrors and silk have inspired you to look at your own small spaces with new eyes. Remember, it's not about the size of the room, it's about the soul you put into it. Until next time, stay curious, stay inspired, and keep finding the beauty in the history around you. Au revoir.